you're gathering data, there's several ways of doing it. Most common one is to do a sample. A sample is a representative of the population. But again, there are different types of sampling designs that you have. Random sample, and we'll look at some of these, the margin of error, some of the biases involved in sampling as we go through this also. Again, the sampling design is one of the critical ways that you do this. Ideally, each subject should have an equal chance of being selected in the sample from your population. That is the key concept of sampling. The random sampling, again, is the best way to obtain a sample that's representative of the population. With a random sample of n subjects, each subject to the population has the same chance of being selected. Ways of doing that is to number everyone in your sample and then generate a table of random numbers, which are allowed in the appendices of textbooks. Then just assign to each one to pick the number of the persons on a random table. Excel and other things are methods of also generating these random numbers. But again, just assign a person a number and then generate those to do it. Each sample has a margin of error. Samples, surveys, and the percentages give you a margin of error. It tells how well the sample design predicts the population that you're looking at. A margin of error plus or minus 3 percentage points is common. This means that it falls within a range for you the population that you're looking at. Now, some type of things are convenience sampling are not random and likely representative population. If you survey the first 5 U.S. representatives entering the House to project the results of the vote that day, you're not going to get a good random sampling of the House of Representatives. Volunteer samples are not either. Subjects volunteer for a sample may or may not be representative of the entire population, and the subjects may give results that are favorable toward the experimenter's design, called the Hawthorne effect. Again, these are just some things you do. Some of the different type of sampling designs you can is called random sampling. You break them into strata, like in ages or something, and you pull a random sample from each one of the strata. And then you combine the results from all strata to form a complete sample. Again, block design is one of those. But again, if you have an undergraduate class of 55% and various, then in order to give a representative sample of it, you must do a stratified random sampling. Again, pick 55 undergraduates, 20 graduates, 5 professional students, and the others will give you a deal. Again, there's bias in random samples. One is sampling bias. Again, if you do non-random, like convenience sampling, that's a sampling bias. Non-response. The subjects may or may not give you an answer. Again, you must identify the population in question, use the random sampling design to select the subjects, and collect accurate readings. And then you analyze the resulting data using statistical tests.